Hey everybody, my name's Marco Bertuzzo, and I'm the Dungeon Master of the podcast DnDUI. We're a podcast about 4 friends going on adventures, getting drunk, and having as much fun as humanly possible. What you need to know about the last story arc isn't too much. The gods of the realm of Flagonlance, our fantasy universe, have just been recently banished to an alternate plane, where they are no longer able to directly influence how this world grows, and are more just kind of overarching deities, as most people know from fantasy stories. They were pushed there after a quite dramatic battle with a black evil entity that's literally from outside this universe. Luckily for the gods and all the people of the realm, our 4 adventurers, the Charolastros, made up of Sweet D, Zwidtig, Oz, and Remo Williams, were able to defeat that blackness and save the universe at the cost of removing those gods. There was also another quite dramatic cost to that. One of the adventurers, Oz, ended up getting banished himself. But as a little reward for his hard work, he got turned into the god of fate. And the Charolastros are definitely going to need that in their new adventure. You see, things are starting to get a little strange in Flagonlance again. And it seems like the Charolastros are going to have to answer the call and save the day once more. To get to know the Charolastros better, we're going to take a little bit of time to spend with each one of them, starting with Zwidtig. So, Age, you played Tig the... Well, Tig the what? Tell me about him.
Tig's a magic man. Mechanically, he's a warlock.
And he's not a man.
He's a dragon man, more than anything. He's like if a dragon lost its wings and gained 140 pounds.
And lost about 8 meters of height.
Yeah. If
He's
Danny
like,
DeVito was much more scaly.
If Danny DeVito and a dragon made love, their off-child
If a Danny DeVito and a dragon made love, my life would be complete.
Right. Your fan fiction would be real.
Exactly.
What does Tig do?
Tig, he dabbles in different kind of magic. He likes summoning demons and summoning things from the sky and warping people's minds. He likes hanging out, and he likes protecting his friends. He's pretty chill.
Yeah. He's got one pretty special friend, too.
Yeah, he's got a little buddy who is a demon, a book imp, that he found along his adventures and wasn't doing so well. So to kind of keep him alive, they share this like little magical pacemaker.
Yeah. And something recently, Tig has kind of like entered into some sort of magic pact.
Yeah, he met a demon prince, which would be like a higher up, more powerful or stronger entity in the demon world. And he needs more power. And so he made a deal with Tig that they would share whatever sort of demon power he discovered. Cool.
What has been Tig getting up to in these kind of years after the great battle?
I mean, he was hanging out, at New Dawn, our city that we protected, with his friends there. He went back to see his fraternal twin brother, who's sort of the de facto ruler of a house in Dragonborn land. Because now that there's this big fallout after the big bad guy from the last arc was removed from the equation, everything was like scrambling to its feet and trying to get back to working order.
Cool. So we're gonna get a chance to kind of peer into a moment of Tig's life before this, before the adventure picks up. Who do you think he'd want to be talking to?
He's probably talking to Jin, if anything. So they're probably, post resetting up the Dragonborn village. And
they're probably in the Dragonborn city.
I'm going to say we're having some drinks.
Yeah. So the two of you are kind of like hanging out on this like imperialistic castle top. And you're holding like goblin skulls full of like dragon blood wine.
Yeah, like
hanging out.
looking out on the balcony over the city.
Yeah, with some cool shades on.
Nice.
Like-
I wear my sunglasses at night.
Yeah, so you can get high.
That's right.
Hey, man. We did good here, didn't we?
I think so. Look at all those people that don't have to live, in fear anymore.
Dragons are happy. The Dragonborn are happy. Your brother's, not possessed by an evil madman anymore. It's good. We did good.
Nah, he's just back to his regular madman. You know what? If anything, out of the two of us, I'm probably more the black sheep.
I guess so. But I'm just used to your ways. So, man, listen. We kind of went through like a crazy period there. This is the first time we really get to kind of do what we want. What do two wise guys like us do?
We always sort of been distracted by, just trying to stay alive.
Yeah, we're gonna like go on a vacation, see the world. What do you want to get up to, bud?
Oh man, I don't know. What? I want to help you do stuff.
Me?
Yeah, I mean, I've been traveling, and I had a long, solitary backpacking bachelor stint. You've been underground for 100 years.
That means a lot, man. Yeah, I guess I just kind of... You found me in a box. I'd really like to know more about who I am and who may be and kind of how I got here.
Likewise.
I never really thought of that before. Kind of gives you the heebie-jeebies.
I know. From what I heard, the guy who was, experimenting on you was unlocking something pretty powerful.
Oh, well.
I think you got out of hand and spooked him.
Well, I get out of hand pretty often, if you know what I mean.
I do.
But no matter what happens, I'm glad to have you by my side. And sort of in my soul. Sharing a soul. By my soul. All of those things.
In and out and all around.
Whatever happens, I'm sure it's going to be real safe and no danger at all.
It sounds about like just as well as all of our adventures go.
So, as you, Jin and Tig kind of clink their cups together, a Dragonborn servant kind of runs up to them, and he's like, Master Tig, I've got a letter for you.
Oh, hand it over.
As you do, he kind of hands you this, slip of paper, and it's sealed with the crest of New Dawn, your city. And as you break the seal, you open it up, it simply says, meet us at the palace at once.
So much for vacation.
And next up, I think we're going to have a chat with Raphael Giancola. Hey, Raph, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad. Who do you play in this podcast, Raph?
I play Reba Williams, a.k.a. Uthgar.
All right. And tell me a little bit about Remo/Uthgar.
Remo's a follower of the Uthgarian religion.
Yeah. What is this Uthgarian religion?
Uthgarian is kind of like this monk, Elysian paradise type of thing where it gets clashed with just fighting, just lots and lots of fighting.
Monks of smashing and fighting.
Exactly, yeah.
Strongest survive. And it all revolves around a god named Uthgar, right? Who's the fightiest.
Exactly. It's kind of like almost a Fight Club type style where everyone just goes around and the strongest is the leader type of thing.
But a lot happier.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're jolly men.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Now, what kind of happened to Remo last time? Because he no longer goes by Remo, does he?
Exactly. Last time he kind of lied to a bunch of people who lived in his town. So he lived in New Dawn. And in New Dawn, the center town where most of us live.
He told everyone he was Uthgar.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, kind of lied a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
But he also then kind of got Uthgar's blessing and became Uthgar in a way.
Yeah, he went to go meet him, because he found out Uthgar was going to be in the city, went to go find him, met him. Uthgar told him, "You could be me. Be
Yeah, he was
me,
like,
be
"Go
the
for it."
god. Do you?" And I was like,
Yeah. No, he said, "You do me."
"You do me. You
Yeah.
do me, exactly.
You do you doing me.
Yeah, do you do me, do you."
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was deep.
So you're a guy playing another guy.
Yeah. One guy playing another guy, trying to be a guy. Yeah.
Awesome. And what does Remo look like?
Very naked. Like the least amount of clothing possible. Yeah, he has a red mohawk, a skirt, a very high rise skirt.
Yeah,
He
like
keeps-
a Catholic schoolgirl skirt.
Exactly, and most of his items that he carries are underneath his skirt. That's where he like
Right.
stores them.
Yeah,
So
it's like
if I want
Doctor
to,
Who.
like-
It's bigger on the inside.
Exactly. Some magic going up in there.
Yeah, literally up in there.
Up in there. Oh yeah. And he has a purple. Sometimes.
Sometimes purple.
To like dinners and stuff like that. Those elegant, classy dinners. He wears his purple vest. Yeah, that's true.
Of course. Yeah, when he has to dress up, he's got to wear, enough to cover his nipples.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Yeah.
Before he was a monk, but now he's also kind of a bard, right?
Yeah, now he's changing it up, and what he wants to do is try to get a bigger following. He feels that he has hundreds and maybe thousands of people. He wants hundreds and thousands and millions of people.
When we kind of join up with Remo, we pick up his story again. He's hanging out in New Dawn, outside of the city walls. There's actually like a large settlement of Uthgarians.
Yeah.
This is kind of now like a training ground.
Yes.
And in these 4 years where he was no longer adventuring, he was, raising a new generation of Uthgarians, and he's actually teaching a lesson right now in front of all of his students. And he was just in the middle of saying a sentence which started, "The one thing that all Uthgarians must know is..."
How to live and breathe and be and
You see
Just
a sea of
so
Uthgarian
simple.
followers nodding their head, and they say, "Master Uthgar, and how do you live?"
I live here. How do you live with me?
"Very well, Master Uthgar. I love living here with you.
Great.
But don't you miss your friends? You haven't seen them in 4 years."
They're around somewhere, Whatever. But I'm here
Master
with you.
Uthgar, you seem not to care too much about your friends.
Friends? Which ones?
Right. Well, but we are all your friends, Master Uthgar, right?
Yes, that is true. But you must be talking about my Chaolastro buddies.
That's right. You saved the world together. What was that like?
It was magical, but not the best adventure. I've wrestled and beaten and accomplished so much in my life that there's no best.
If they came and asked you to go on another adventure, would you?
Probably, yeah. There's always something to conquer. There's something big, or something that thinks it's big, when deep down it's the weakest of the weak.
You see another student has his hands up, way up in the air, and he's like, "Oh, Master Uthgar, what's the next thing that you want to conquer?"
The giants, probably. The giants have always been on my mind. They're a powerful race, and one day I would like to lead them into battle.
They're like, "Ooh," and you're like, "Oh," the Guardian's like, "One day, Master Uthgar, we'll join you in winning over the giants onto this new race."
Thank you. But you'll be nowhere without me, So thank me.
And as you are sitting there, a messenger actually runs up to Remo, who is pretending to be Uthgar, and hands you a letter.
What is this?
And it says, like, come to the palace at once. And finally, of course, we've got CJ Bosco.
Hello.
And CJ, you play Sweet D, right?
I used to play Sweet D. Now I play Sneaky D.
So tell me a little bit about Sweet D / Sneaky D.
I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth. When I turned 18, I spit it out. Sweet D comes from a very privileged family, which is sort of ironic because he's a drow.
Right.
Which typically are looked as sort of lower class elf monger type things. But his family sort of rose to the top of there, exploiting other drow in a city called Moglicity. So when he turned 18, I mean, his entire upbringing was very regal, and he was very well learned and studied, and his family valued that stuff, and they were very cutthroat, sort of capitalists. He decided to leave all that behind to really pursue or to look for the meaning of life. Like, why? Why is he on this journey? What does it all mean? Surely there's got to be more to this, because everything felt sort of like vapid and meretricious.
And instead of the meaning of life, he found the Charolastros.
Yeah, he found a bunch of goofs in the forest, and that's the beginning of the tale of the Charolastros together.
Yeah, except Sweet D he's been up to some questionable business, which is how he got his little buddy.
Rufio.
Yeah.
So
who's Rufio?
Rufio is my celestial soul buddy, and he unfortunately is the soul of a little dwarven boy who Sweet D genocided in a very
Accidentally genocided.
Accidentally, sort of on purpose. It was for the greater good, you know.
Sure.
It was to retrieve the sigil in order to stop Bane from taking over, killing all the gods. You guys know.
But yeah. So your kind of immortal soul was in question, and the god of death, not only Kelmvor, not only gave you this ball of will-o-wisp to kind of like follow you, and at first was there to judge you, but he's since become your really helpful companion.
Yes.
And he super looks up to you. But she also kind of drafted you into her service as the angel of death.
That she did.
But she's kind of not around anymore, is she? Not only are all the gods banished, but Kelmvor died.
Yeah. Kelmvor died in a sense. In a sense, she died. Yeah.
Yeah. So you kind of don't know who your god is anymore, but your magic powers keep working. So clearly, something's got to be powering you, right?
Yeah. Something is shoveling coal into the fire because everything still works the way it should, even though there's nobody sort of there.
Yeah. So what has Sweet D kind of been up to these last 4 years?
So Sweet D has been traveling around looking to rid this world of any necromantic ongoing and necromantic doings.
There's been a lot, because there's the evil black creature that almost destroyed the world. When it died and exploded, it left minute traces of this like icky black substance, and there's all these death cults that are trying to take it and use it to bring about the end of the world, right?
Yes.
So Sweet D's had his hands busy. And in fact, there's kind of been one major group that he's trying to track down, and he finally has, except it's kind of going to need a little bit of help to bring him down. That's why when we join Sweet D, he's going to be coming back to Nudon for the first time. And he finds, of course, the sort of magistrate of Nudon, Val. And as Sweet D walks through the main halls of Nudon Castle, she's going to turn to him and say, well, I never thought I'd see you again.
Val, I thought you were dead.
Nah, I'm too stubborn to die. I've got to rebuild this city, you know? We gotta make it as good as, or even better than we once had it. And boy, did we have it good.
It's good work you're doing, Val. It's really good work. I thought after that battle with Bane, you know, a lot of the goodness in the world had gone. It's good to see people like you taking up the mantle.
It's good to see you too, friend. It's been 4 years. I've barely been able to keep track of you as you run around the world chasing these shadows.
And that's why I'm back. I need to get the band back together. I need to find the Chatos.
Is this... You doing a reunion tour?
I wish it were that cheery, but unfortunately, there's still work that needs to be done. There's still a great evil that needs to be overcome in this world. That thing, that blackness, it's caused quite a bit of followers to appear in its wake, and I fear for the sake of this world, it must be defeated before it gets out of hand.
Sounds pretty bad, but I mean, you guys saved the world once. You probably can do it again, right?
That's what I'm hoping.
I've been keeping tabs of the guys, so I think I can get a message through to them. She runs over to a table, and there's some parchment, and on 3 pieces of paper she writes, meet me at the castle. And she hands them off to a guard to be delivered.
Sign them, Sneaky D. It's good to see you, Val.
And she runs up and she gives you like a big hug. She's like, it's good to see you too, friend. Let's make this world a better place.
Booyah.
So, now we're going to be talking to Dan. And Dan, last adventure you were playing Oz, but what happened to Oz?
He ascended. He was dragged through the mud. He lost an arm. He lost an eye. He lost all hope. But he found his way.
Yeah, and he sort of got turned into the god of chance and
Fortune.
and equality and fortune. Yeah. But that means this adventure, you're going to be playing somebody else.
Yep. No stress.
Tell me about this somebody else.
It's Captain Barnaby Silversnail. He is a supporter of Talos?
Talos.
Yep. He's a sailor.
And who's Talos?
Talos is the god of storms,
Right.
lightning. So Barnaby is a tempest cleric. Controls the weather.
Yeah, and while the sort of like battle of good gods and evil gods was happening, Talos kind of got the short end of the stick, and
Yeah.
he used you, Captain Barnaby, to kind of smuggle food for the people.
Yep.
So you're kind of like a good guy, bad guy kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Give to the misfortunate people.
Yeah,
Or-
like a Captain Robin Hood.
yeah. Captain Robin Hood. I like that.
And you got quite the reputation too, right?
Yes.
You got the reputation of the man whose plan never fails, and the man who can never be captured.
Yes. So yeah, I'm a very elusive elf.
Yeah, you're a pensive dude, and you're gonna trying to do good in the world, right? And
For the right
most of all,
coin.
you for the right coin, but you also do. I mean,
Yeah,
deeply
yeah.
care about your people.
I don't. I don't think people deserve punishment,
Yeah,
and I'm not going to rule out something just because it doesn't pay well.
and when we join you, you're gonna be on the deck of your ship,
Yes.
and you're gonna have your first mate standing beside you.
Can it be the SS Silver Snail?
Absolutely is the SS Silver Snail. It's deceptively fast, right?
Yeah.
And the first mate leans over to you. He's like, "God, it's beautiful weather today."
You know what they say about beautiful weather on the sea?
What?
Doesn't last.
He's like, "Oh, Captain, your sense of humor always gets me." But, I mean, I hope you're not right. We got those weird cultists aboard.
I don't think they'll cause much trouble. They pay quite a hefty fee, so whatever trouble they're getting us into, we can afford to get out of it.
Just doesn't seem right. Having some cult priestess aboard and not knowing who they are. To be honest, I've never really trusted the drow.
Do we ever know what we're doing with certain deliveries?
I guess not. But no matter what happens, Captain, I'm at your back.
I appreciate it,
You've never led us astray yet.
and we never will.
And as you kind of look out to sea, you hear a yell from the man on like the top. What's that? The crow's nest. And he says, Captain, there's a ship coming up behind us.
See, it never lasts.
And as you turn your eyes to the ship behind you, it immediately starts to open fire with its cannons.
To your stations!
Hey everybody, this is DM Marco here. Thanks for listening to the catch-up episode. If you're just joining us, you now know everything that you need to start listening to our second adventure. And if you've been listening to us the whole time, go on right ahead. I mean, I hope you've been waiting for this as long as we have. If you want to get more content from us, you can always look us up at DnDUI on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, although Raph's running the Instagram, so I don't really know what's going on there. But definitely just Google our name, and you'll be able to find us everywhere. We'd also like to announce that we're having an amazing contest with the people at Norse Foundry. They make really, really beautiful metal dice and all sorts of really cool role-playing accessories. And if you tweet at us, at DnDUI, and at Norse Foundry, you're going to be entered into a contest where you can actually win this really, really beautiful set of metallic dice from Norse Foundry. They're absolutely gorgeous, and I'm dying to get my hands on one. Thanks for listening, guys. We are DnDUI. You are our amazing listeners, and we're really glad to have you for our second adventure.